When you look back at your structure and the way you kind of approach this season, is there anything you look to do differently coming into year two?
Well, it's going to, come down to the new Flyers coach, the new head coach. What is he going to want to do, like system-wise? If he asks me to change my system, I will change it. I'm a big believer that we need to play a similar kind of system than the Flyers are playing. They changed their system a little bit at the end. They went to men-on-men end zone. I'm not a fan of men-on-men. They never asked me to change it to men-on-men, so I stick to what we were doing, like a zone coverage. And if they don't ask me to change, I'm going to stick to it. And the good news, I feel like, I don't know how many guys I'm going to have back, but I know I'm going to have guys back. So they know what I expect. All the science, all the language and everything we implement last year, I feel like we're going to start a step ahead. So it's going to help everybody, even the young guys coming in. You can go to a veteran and ask them what Lappy means by that. Is that what am I supposed to do? And I feel like we'll have a step ahead than we did last year.
So if you can keep it your way, you're just going to look to build and kind of reinforce on what you did.
I will.
Yeah.
There's no bad. I'm a believer. There's no bad system. Mm-hmm. You need to have the guys buy into it. Yes, you have to go with what kind of team you have. Like in the neutral zone, maybe you have a slower team. You're going to play a different system. But I feel like system-wise, I like what we did, and I feel like if we can get a little bit more skill, it's really going to help our scoring touch, because I feel like you go back maybe like other than the last couple of games that we got smoked at the end of the year, because I've been there, like, when you're out of the playoffs, you have half of the room that are disconnected and the other half, they still want to show coach and the organization that they care, but it's tough to win in any league when you do have, half of the team believing in what you're doing. And if you go back to, 3 weeks before the end of the year where we were in the race, we were one of the teams that gave up the less scoring chances against. So for me, it means the system is right. Scoring is one thing. I feel like, yes, you can implement, you can teach them, you can work at it during practice, but at this level, you need some skill to help you with that. And I feel like next year we will have that.
When you talk about players that are going to be back or maybe up with Philly, is there a guy that excites you maybe from the potential you saw this year, whether it is here with you or up with the big club, that you can't wait to see the upcoming season?
I look at those young guys right now. What I'm doing in the summer, I go on, we do have a website. You can go watch the junior, you get the little Desnoyers who play in the queue there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a kid that, I know him because I play with his dad, but just to see what he did last year in camp. He had a great camp in Philly, and just before camp, he's a pro. He's a young pro, but he's got that drive that I'm looking into my players, like a kid who's all out in practice, and it translates to his game. And I can't wait to work with young guys like that. And we do have a lot of kids that are coming our way, and we're going to have to be ready to help them become good pros.
It was about a year ago that you and I sat down for the first time last summer in Voorhees as you were getting excited for year one. How is this summer different in terms of the excitement level for year two?
Well, I'm excited, but at least now I know what I'm getting myself into. Hopefully we won't have COVID hitting us again, or injuries with the Flyers and us. But that's something I can't control, so I have to prepare myself. And now I know my staff too. I know the strength of all my, my assistant coaches. Yeah, I knew them and I met with them, but it's one thing to have 1 year under your belt together. And we will adjust some stuff for sure, and I give them some homework for the summer. We're gonna, circle back at one point coming up and talk about what we can do better. And that's one thing with my staff. We all know we're not perfect. And the good thing is, we know we can learn from our mistakes, and we'll be better as a staff. And it started with me. I don't have all the answers, and I ask my staff, I ask my players, what can I do better? And I ask the veterans at the end of the year, what can I do better? And I'm a big boy. I can take it, and I want to be the best coach for those kids. And if I'm the best coach that I can be, those guys are going to be rewarded by it, because I'm going to teach better. I'm going to explain myself better. I'm going to, and like I told them all year, we're all in this together. I didn't take this job to look down on those kids. I took this job to help them go to the next level. And I feel as a staff and myself, we're going to be better next year for sure.